Hi, it's Karen, the Weekend Craftaholic. Thanks for joining me. So today I wanted to do a little bit of a product review and also just do a little bit of a demonstration. What I've got here is my very first ever card making kit. I've been tempted to buy these for a little while. I'm just reconstructing the cut apart sheet here because I actually started to use the kit and then thought, you know what, I should just turn the camera on, see how it goes, and I can share what I'm doing with you. So I'm just having a quick swizz here showing you the different products that come in this particular kit. And granted, all card making kits are not going to be created equal. So I am reviewing the one from Uniquely Creative. They're the brand that I've absolutely loved throughout 2020. I rediscovered them after a lady at the craft retreat had some of their products and I saw them. So the actual card making kit, as you can see here, comes with lots of creative cuts. It came with ribbon, it had the embellishment pearls, it's obviously got paper, as well as a pack of 10 cards as well. So I'm just flipping through the paper here just to quickly show you that. And the other two sheets that you saw at the beginning, one was kind of a sheet full of sentiments, and I do have a die that will automatically cut those out, but of course you can cut them out with a craft knife, you don't need the die. And what kind of pushed me over the edge to purchase this kit is, as you can see, they actually have a sheet which shows you 6 different designs. So you've got a little bit of inspiration, you've got some ideas to work off, and these are also full sized as well to match the size of the card. So there's no actual instructions on how to construct them, you've just got the image to work off. And you can see here I just had a quick look and I decided this was the particular design that I was going to follow. So today's video, I'm just going to basically show you and talk you through the process that I had of trying to replicate this design. I also then, on the back of that, a little bit further in the video, I'll put the timings in the description box below if you prefer to fast forward through it. But I did then end up making my own design. So what I've done towards the end is actually show you 6 cards that I made. It was all within 60 minutes. So basically I spent an hour playing with this particular product, and I wanted to see just how far I could stretch the supplies. Of course there is 10 cards in the set, and I certainly could have used them. There's certainly enough papers and die cuts and things to make the 10 cards. In fact, there's enough to make a lot more than that. But I kind of lost my mojo, I kind of lost my inspiration by the time I got to card number 6. And it was all within an hour. I wasn't rushing whatsoever, but 10 minutes per card is pretty good going. Normally there is no way I would be able to make a card in 10 minutes. So in that respect, this particular kit is fantastic for that. I think because everything coordinates so well, so beautifully, and you don't need to add much of your own stuff as well. I mean, obviously you can do, and you will see later that I do as well. But just having everything so cohesive makes it a lot quicker as well to put these together. And also having these designs to look at as well, because when you're kind of stuck for inspiration, it's great to be able to have a look and see what else you can do. And that's something that I do all the time with Lawn Fawn. If you follow me on my Pinterest board, you'll know that I've got a Lawn Fawn one, and there's some of the stamp sets that I have that I struggle with. I've actually created little boards for those, so that when I need to make a card or I want to play with a particular little critter, I'll have a look at my Pinterest board and get inspired. Now obviously I don't copy them like for like exactly, but it does give you some idea on where to start. So even here, as you see, I'm starting to copy and try to replicate this design that's in the pack. I do go off course, I do end up making my own little version of it, which I guess we all do, and there's no right or wrong with any of this. These are just in there just to give you some ideas anyway. But I am trying my best to match it up. Like I say, I've made it slightly different. I haven't put the bow at the bottom, and I have added these little pearl embellishments as well, because they're actually stunning in real life. They're very sparkly, and you know I like a little bit of sparkle. Some of these little pieces in the creative cuts, probably a little bit too fancy for my taste. I wouldn't normally do something so similar, but I am impressed with that card, and I do like the design of it. So now this is where I decide to go off track a little, and I think, right, what I'm going to do now is just try and create my own card without looking at any of the inspiration. So it did get my juices flowing, and in fact my desk was kind of a creative explosion. So you will see shortly, I also took a little video of my desk just to show you the mess that I managed to create in 60 minutes. But it was a whole lot of fun, And in terms of whether or not I would recommend or purchase again in future one of these card making kits, it is a resounding yes. I'm going to quickly cover off some pros and cons because not everything's perfect, right? But certainly the pros for me are value for money. So this was 27 Australian dollars, and you certainly got enough supplies to make the 10 cards, in fact a lot more. It feels like the papers are a little bit wasted actually, because there's no way you could possibly use all of them, but I will use them in other projects of course as well, and layouts and memory desk cards, that kind of thing. So value for money is certainly the first one. The cohesiveness of the collection makes it really easy to create. That's another big plus for me. And then also actually having those little designs, the inspirations to go with it as well, is a big plus. Now Uniquely Creative do a card making subscription, and I think it might be a little bit cheaper if you're a subscriber. But the con for me is really not knowing what you're going to get month on month, because I have seen some of the monthly kits that really not my taste. And of course, if you're subscribing, you're committing to a period of time. I don't know what the minimum period is, whether it's 3 or 6 months, but I would certainly prefer to pay just a little bit more and just order the ones that I want. Now I know they had these on sale over Christmas as well, reduced to $20, and I'm not that familiar with the company yet, so I don't know if that's something they do, I don't know, once a year, twice a year, who knows. Subscribe to the email newsletter now, so I'll certainly be kept informed of that. So if you're not too sure, if you're sitting on the fence, maybe just subscribe. They do lots of videos with the unboxing, which is where I fell in love with this kit. I'm a sucker for blue. I love anything blue, and this kit is called something blue actually. I should have said that at the beginning. But I just loved working with it. So that was all my pros. We were talking about cons, weren't we? So yeah, the only con really for me, and it might not be a con for you, but I don't generally mass produce cards. I don't send a lot of cards out. The ones that I do make are usually around Christmas time, so maybe I should have got a Christmas card making kit. So I just feel that yes, I might make 10 of these cards all beautifully in this collection, but am I actually going to use them and send them out, or are they just going to be sat in my stash? Now I know scrapbook.com have got the cards for kindness, so at any point in time when I have too many cards in my little box, I am stashing them away to send to them. But in saying that, do you really want to spend all that money, use all that time, if you're just going to give them away? So I just don't know whether I would actually be able to use all of these, because I've not got a wide circle of friends that I send cards to, so it would be very samey, if you like. So that's why I love Longform, because you can create lots of different cards with just a few of the stamp sets, and they can look completely different. This is all going to be a theme, because it is a theme, right? So that's the only downside I would say, but that might not be an issue for you if you send a lot of cards out, like I said. So this is a little card that I made just on the back of that. You can see here now, this is a die that I was talking about. Absolutely love it. It saves so much time, and I'm no good at cutting a straight line even with a craft knife, so it was great to have these little sentiment strips, being able to do them so quickly like this. So this is it, my card is almost done. I'm about to show you my desk and then flip through with the total cards that I made, because I use my iPhone to show you that. But if you've got any questions or queries, or you want to know anything, just flip me a comment below. I definitely look and respond to all of them. Now I wanted to show you the cards I've managed to make, but first I wanted you to see just the reality of my very messy desk. So yes, you might see a craft room tour and think I'm very neat and tidy, but the reality is when it comes to crafting, the place is a whole lot of mess. So I thought I'd just quickly show you before I dive in and show you the cards that I've made. So you saw me earlier make this one, which was inspired from the little inspiration sheet that comes with the pack, and I do absolutely love it. I have to say, I know I've changed it slightly, but I think that's the idea, isn't it? It's just to give you a starting point, and then you can build from that. So I absolutely love that one. And then I started to create my own. So this was the first one. Again, there's a lot of tags in the kit, so of course I couldn't resist using tags. The ribbon as well, absolutely gorgeous. I did use a square die for this, a Poppy Craft one, which has got like a stitching effect, as well as tucking some of these little bits and pieces under part of one of the creative cuts that came with the kit. So that's a nice little thank you card. Using the little embellishments as well, I really like those. And then here I made a simple birthday card. I've covered it over with this glittery kind of mesh. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not, but I love the ribbon trim. Those blues are gorgeous, aren't they? And this is a nice simple one.
So I thought I'd give myself an hour. So I managed to do 6 cards in 60 minutes. So it was about 10 minutes a card. So in that respect, I do absolutely think it's a bit of a win getting a card kit. Having everything together, certainly for me, has helped to speed up the card making process. And there's not many papers or creative cuts in the kits with this paler colour, so I use them all on the one. Added some vellum underneath this, and then I just used my liquid pearls as well, just add a little bit of embellishments, and I also used Wink of Stella just to add some shimmer on those creative cuts. So again, I don't know if that's coming across or not. Hopefully it is, and of course I should say as well, I've been using some foam to pop some of those up. Next card was just a thinking of you card, as you can see, again using creative cuts, filling the entire sheet here, using the ribbon and the gift tag, just backing some of these sentiments from the cut apart sheet as well to add those in. And it's super simple, having it all ready to go. I feel like this is where I started to lose some of my inspiration. So this die cut was actually part of the advent calendar that I got, so I thought I would use that, as well as some of the scrap paper, ribbon trim again, and one of the butterflies as well. So yeah, another nice and simple one. And the last card that I've made before I decide, yep, the hour's up and I'm losing mojo, is another one with a tag, and this time using some of this little tissuey paper, just to give it a bit of dimension behind that. And instead of using ribbon, I've used one of the embellishments as though it's a little makeshift brad type effect for a congratulations card. And that is it. So I hope you've liked my kind of product review. First time using card making kits, definitely been a hit for me. Love having everything available. Definitely encourage you to look into card making kits if you've not come across them before. I'll definitely be keeping an eye out again in the future. Definitely is great value for money. Definitely got heaps of stuff left over. Just make use of your dies. As you can see here, I was going to do a heart themed card and then didn't like the look of it. A lot of fun playing with it. It's a lot of fun playing with it. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.